Upon starting your own business, this could probably be more structured and more scripted. But I'm going to tell you off the bat a few things to think about if you want to start your own business. Now, the first thing is that it's much easier to get into something than getting out of it. So I want you to think from the very start, okay, I'm getting into this, how am I going to get out? Because there are a number of reasons why you may want to get out of something, but the table sort of sucks you in and you're stuck with it, so it's hard to get out. Most businesses fail, so that pretty much, if it fails, you're out. Fair enough. Most people actually stick around too long with their businesses, but it's a hard thing to decide, because also some of the success stories you see out there, people have stuck around for a long time and way down and then waited for the upturn again. So it's a hard one to call. There are other reasons why you want to get out of something. One reason is that you just get tired of it. You just had enough. And that happens. People change their jobs. I say about 5 years, there's something that happens after 5 years. You either have to reinvent yourself, your position, or maybe get out of something and look for something new. You might get into a quarrel with whoever you're working with. That's very common. So you either want to get out or have to get out, or you want to think about that. Think about that before you get into it. Now the second thing is to think about what you're going to do. And I think you should be pretty pragmatic about that. But you should think that the market out there is pretty competitive. So you need something. You need something that's special. Something that will set you apart. Something that will enable you to stand out in the market. Either a exceptional talent or a quality or a contract or some kind of protection or access to a market or something. You need something to set you aside from the others in the marketplace. At the same time, just the fact that you do something is quite important, because people don't do things and they hesitate and they procrastinate. And so just the fact that if you really set your mind to it and if you really do it, you're ahead already. But you need something. And what may that something be? Well, that's where you have to be really creative, and there are so many ways. But I'll just tell you about a couple of things about how I think. And I like to center around something tangible, preferably something that can be sold and that kind of has a life even without you. Because if everything is tied up to you, then it stands and falls on your ability to keep it up. So you might want to try to sort of distance yourself and try to manifest what you want to do into something that aside from yourself. And what can that be? It could be a corporation, of course. It could be a patent. It could be a domain name. It could be a trademark. Something that or a contract or something that has a life independently of you. That doesn't mean you won't be the driving force. You will. But if you have a patent or a contract or something, someone else could take that over. And that gives the whole thing value. Now, real estate is the ultimate thing, and it's the institution that has developed the furthest in our world, because real estate is very strong in its ownership and its registration in the public records, so you can buy and sell them. That's why ownership really is, and real estate ownership really is almost like a gold standard, a benchmark for other things you want to do. Because the value very much is centered around what is created as the tangible or close to tangible thing that you put the value into. So I like trademarks. Trademarks is one of my favorites because they're inexpensive, so anyone can do them, and you build up value in the trademark, and you have protection from the government will help you. There's an extensive body of law around trademarks that work to your advantage. So you register a trademark for a few $100s, and then you start getting into work, putting value into that trademark. And I like to say that trademarks and domain names go hand in hand. So if you find a great trademark for something you want to do, whatever that is, pencils. If you find a better pencil, I don't know, whatever, but let's use a pencil. And if you find a better way to make a pencil or to work a pencil or a way to increase the value of the pencil for people, you want somehow to build a trademark around that. Now let's be creative. What does a pencil not do that it could do? Let's see you make something that you can erase, but then you can put it back on again. So you can erase back and forth. Maybe an eraser or something, that goes with the pencil. Then you want to trademark that and make that into a concept that people understand. Actually, the eraser, that's a trademark right there, and people will connect to that. So you trademark that, and you set up the domain name erase eraser. It's probably not even taken, and then you get to work. You do press releases, you talk to the market, you get on TV, and the more you talk about the eraser and the idea around that, the more value you build into your idea and your intellectual capital and what you're up to do. Maybe you can even patent it, the eraser. There's a number of things that you can do there to protect what you're up to. And this is, don't take this too literally. This is just it's a way of thinking. It's not, don't take it too specifically. You can also get contracts around. I mean, if the market for pencils is cornered by some big corporation or a Walmart or whatever, you can make a contract with them, and that way you can have something that other people don't. You can protect yourself that way. In classical terms, of course, the other thing that comes close to real estate is natural resources. And if you have a gold mine, I mean, you have access to the gold, and that's it, or oil, or whatever. But today, intellectual capital really is much of where the value is created. So you want to think in terms of intellectual capital, how you can create that kind of intellectual capital, and how you can capture it and protect it. And you want to look into trademarks, patents, copyright, domain names, contracts, those kind of immaterial rights. If you can take whatever idea you have, pretty much any idea has an intellectual side to it. There's an intellectual dimension that can be captured as intellectual capital. So whatever you want to do, if you want to start a new bakery or a bicycle repair shop or whatever you do, focus on the intellectual capital side of it and find a way to capture that, to build it, and hopefully to make it hard for others to enter into that. I'm going to keep making videos on exactly this. So stay tuned. Farman TV. Thanks.